So can you see the screen now? Screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the last class we have seen the elemental stiffness matrix uh, for member axis. Okay. So that elemental stiffness matrix for member axis, that is AE by L minus AE by L minus AE by L AE by L. Okay. So this is the first derivation. So this matrix you have to learn, and this is to be used for the analysis of the problems, which is denoted by SM, which is equal to K, and K is equal to A by L. So which is called as elemental stiffness matrix along member axis. Elemental stiffness matrix along member axis. Okay, so this is the first derivation I have completed in the last class. Now again we have to see the two derivation. Okay, the second derivation is of the transformation matrix, and the third derivation where you have to assemble the stiffness matrix along global or structure axis. Okay, so last class also I told you the difference between local or member axis or global or structure axis. What is local and what is global? Okay, so global axis, as you know, that it is a universal set of axes. Okay, and local is different for every member. So this is the first derivation that is utilized for every member along local axis, that is the stiffness matrix. Okay, so before to take the second and third derivation, there is one term that is a freedom force. Okay, so first of all we'll understand this term, and then we will go for the second derivation, second and third derivation. So this is the one term that you should know when we are going to analyze a truss, that is called as a freedom force, which is called as a freedom force. So as you know that everyone knows the degrees of freedom. Okay, and also you know how to find out the degree of freedom of structure. So degree of freedom is nothing but the possible number of joint displacement in a joint or a structure. Simple definition that you have to keep in mind. Number of possible displacement at a joint or at a supports. Okay. Now this freedom code we will understand. You can see here this figure, and here I have considered one member, and that member, it is a member 1 where I have defined the starting node I and ending node as J. Now if I want to assign the freedom code to this member in a global coordinate system, so that can be assigned in this way. So here you can see, to identify the numbers of degrees of freedom of a structure, each independent displacement is assigned a number. Each independent displacement is assigned a number. Means if you want to identify the number of degree of freedom. Okay, if you have the number of degrees of freedom of a structure is 3. Okay, so we are assigning that degrees of freedom with the help of the freedom codes. Okay, that is called as the freedom code, and that is to be assigned in ascending order in the global coordinate system. So always the freedom codes are to be assigned in ascending order in the global coordinate system of the structure. Okay, so here you can see in this figure, if this is I is starting node and J is ending node, I have to assign the degree of freedom with the help of the freedom codes. Okay. Now, same thing. Freedom means what? Freedom code means simple. You can define that the coding along which the displacement is possible. Okay. The coding along which the displacement is possible. That is called as freedom codes. Okay. Freedom means free to move. So, to identify the number of degrees of freedom, we are assigning a freedom code. And there is again one of coding which is called as a restraint code. Restraint means displacement is not possible. So restraint code means the coding along which the displacement is not possible. Okay, so first of all, we'll try and understand about the freedom code. So here in this figure, you can see that along one, this is a horizontal type. So if you consider if at this joint there are three type of the displacement. So along one, along horizontal direction, that is a translation displacement along x. So that delta x we have denoted by 1. Okay. Along y, there is a translation displacement along y, which is denoted by delta y. So that we have denoted by 2. Because freedom code we have to assign in global coordinate system. So what is your global coordinate system? Horizontal x, vertical y, and rotation is z. Okay, that I am telling you for whole any type of the structure. Okay, not for truss. So here you can see if at this joint A there are three type of the displacement at joint I. Okay, so like delta x, delta y, and theta z. Okay, so as per our coordinate system, first we are assigning according to x, then y, and then z. So here you can see delta x we have denoted 1, delta y we have denoted 2, and theta z we have denoted 3. Okay. Similarly, at joint J. Okay. Other joint, next joint. Okay. Once this is over, 1, 2, 3, then again we have to follow the same sequence x, y, and z. X, y, and z. So along x, if there is again 3 displacement, so along x 4, along y 5, and along z direction 6. Okay, so here you can see that this is the freedom codes of a member in a global coordinate system. This we have assigned in a global coordinate system. And always we have, when we are going to analyze any structure, we have to assign a freedom codes in ascending order in the global coordinate system that we have to assign. Okay, but this is for every type of the structure. But talking to in case of the plain truss, there are only two type of the displacement. I told you earlier, at the joint, there are only two type of the displacement. That is delta x and delta y. Okay, so if suppose there is a plain truss member, then there will be along x1, along y2, there will be no rotation displacement. And along j, along x3 and along y4. So how to assign it, that we will see when we will solve the problem. But this definition you should know what do you mean by the freedom code. So freedom code means the coding along which the displacement is possible, which is called as a freedom codes. When analyzing a structure, it is not necessary to draw the structure's deformed shape to identify its degree of freedom. Okay, always it is not possible to draw the deformed shape to identify the degree of freedom. Instead, the degrees of freedom can be directly specified on the line diagram of the structure by assigning numbers to the arrows drawn at the joint in the direction of the joint displacement. Okay, so always it is not possible. So we are showing that degrees of freedom directly on the line diagram by assigning a numbers to the arrows. So just like this figure I have shown, so this is what we are showing the displacement in the line diagram. We are not plotting the deformed shape of the structure, and it is not possible every time. Okay, the restraint coordinates are identified in a similar manner. The restraint coordinates are usually drawn with a slash. Okay, means there will be arrow, and if that arrow is you can see this slash, means the meaning of this, it is what the restraint coordinate. The meaning of this, it is a restraint coordinate or restraint code. Okay, means if suppose we have denoted it like this, means its meaning is that the coding along which the displacement is not possible. That coding we are calling at the restraint code. Okay, freedom code only we are showing with the arrow. Okay, so whenever we are analyzing a truss or any structure, first of all, to identify the degrees of freedom, we are giving the freedom codes and the restraint code. That will understand you that how many freedom codes means जितनी degrees of freedom रहेगी उतने freedom codes रहेंगे. If your structure is having 3 degrees of freedom code will be 3. Okay, and remaining coding will be of restraint code where there will be no displacement. So at the time of seeing the problem, that we will be understood. Okay, so there will be 2 coding that we have to consider, but to identify the degrees of freedom we are using freedom code. Okay, and other coding we are using the restraint code, and that is to be assigned in a global coordinate system in ascending order, like 1, 2, 3. And always we are giving first the freedom code and then we are giving the restraint code. Okay, the degrees of freedom of a plain truss are numbered starting at the lowest number and joint that has a degrees of freedom and proceeding sequentially to the highest number joint. In the case of more than 1 degrees of freedom at a joint, the translation in the x direction is numbered first, followed by translation in the y direction. Okay, if the more than 1 degrees of freedom, or if a joint will have the, in both the direction the joints will have the displacement. So first we will assign a number for the translation in x, and then we will assign a number for translation in y. Okay, the first degree of freedom is assigned the number 1, and the last degree of freedom is assigned a number equal to n dy of जितनी आपकी total degree of freedom रहेगी. Okay, so that way you will be understood at the time of the problem. Okay, but the thing is that to start the second derivation, first of all you should know the meaning of the freedom code. Okay, that is to be assigned in a global coordinate system in ascending order with using 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Okay, so I hope that you understood this, the meaning of freedom code and the restraint code. Freedom means free, so coding along which the displacement is possible called as freedom code. Coding along which the displacement is not possible called as restraint code. Okay, understood? Yes, understood, student?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I start the second derivation. Okay, so can you see this slide? So this is the second derivation that is called as a, now we have to derive the transformation matrix for plain truss. Okay, transformation matrix. So here the topic is that transformation from local to global coordinate system. Okay, local to global coordinate system. It can be asked like this: derive the transformation matrix for plain truss which transforms the displacement from local to global or global to local. Okay, so this transformation matrix or rotation, it is also called as the rotation transformation matrix, which transferred your global displacement to local or local displacement to global displacement. Okay, so if you understood the local system and global system, then you can understood this matrix also. So here we will derive the transformation matrix. Okay, what is the meaning of the transformation matrix? Transformation matrix transfers the global coordinates to the local or local to global. Okay, because whenever we are analyzing a truss or any structures, for every member there is a local coordinate system. Okay, and global coordinate system is same for whole structure. But whenever we are analyzing a structure, you have to analyze that in the global coordinate system, not in the local coordinate system. So what does transformation matrix do? This is one of the media. This is the one of the media which can transfer your local system to your global system using this transformation matrix. Okay, so now we will see this. Here I have considered this truss Okay, this is the truss I have considered, and here you can see that x and y, because your truss is two-dimensional structure. Okay, so there is only x and y. Okay, so this is your global coordinate system. This is a global coordinate system. Okay. Now here for derivation of the transformation matrix, I have considered the first member. I considered any of the member, and for that member we will find out the transformation matrix. And that transformation matrix will be same for all the other members. Okay. So here I have considered this first member for the derivation of transformation matrix. So you can see here the truss is assumed to lie in the xy plane. Okay, your truss is assumed to lie in the xy plane. Consider member 1 from above figure A. We will consider member 1 from above figure 1. So here you can see that this is the first figure, figure A, and here you can see figure B and figure C, figure B and figure C. So you can see that this is a member 1, okay, and I will consider this node 1. Okay, this is node 1, you can see in the circle. This is I considered the starting node, because every member will have its two nodes. It's two nodes. Okay, there will be a starting node and there will be a ending node. You can see here these members are to be connected with each other. So they are connected with the help of this join. So that we are calling it as a node. Okay, which is calling it as a node. So for every member, you can see here this is the starting node 1 and this is ending node 2. Ending node 2. Okay, and here you can see that this angle is theta, which is the angle between the horizontal x-axis to this member. Okay, theta is, or you can see that theta is the angle between the global x-axis to the local x-axis. Okay, now you are here, it will be easily understood you that what is the difference between the global coordinate system and the local coordinate system. So in figure B, here for this node 1, I have shown the displacement at this joint 1. Okay, for every joint, there will be two type of the displacement. Okay, that is delta x and delta y. In case of truss, there will be no bending in the members, so there will be no rotational displacement. Keep in mind. Okay, दिमाग में डाल दो ये बात. There will be only two displacement in plane truss at a joint. So that delta x I have denoted by 1 and delta y I denoted by 2. Okay, it is not possible to show the deflected shape. So that displacement we are showing in the line diagram. Okay, so this 1, 2 meaning is that there will be two possible displacement at node 1 along x, along y. So that is to be denoted by 1 and along y it is denoted by 2. Similarly at node 2, along x, that means delta x, it is denoted by 3 and along y it is denoted by 4. So this we have assigned the displacement for the member 1 in a global coordinate system. Okay, in a global coordinate system. So there are 4 displacement components for the member 1 at joint 1 and at joint 2. Okay, and that we have assigned in ascending order. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Followed the sequence x, y, x, y. Okay, now similarly, you can see in figure C, we have assigned the global displacement, we have assigned the displacement for node 1 and node 2 in the local direction. So you can see this axis, local x-axis. Local x-axis is always starting from node 1 to node 2, or it is always starting from the starting node to the ending node of the member. Okay, so you can see in this is a local x. So local x, Lx will be along the member from node 1 to node 2. It is along the member, and local y is always perpendicular to the LX. Local Y is always perpendicular to this LX. So here you can see that for the same member, the local displacement is assigned in the local coordinate system. Okay, so this is, we have assigned the displacement in the local coordinate system, and in figure B we have assigned the displacement in the global coordinate system. So I hope that you now, by seeing this figure, you will be understood that what is meant by global coordinate and what is meant by the local coordinate system. So the displacement in figure B we have assigned in global direction, displacement in figure C we have assigned in the local direction. Okay, now we have to assemble the transformation matrix. So in the next slide we can see, okay, same figure again I have referred here, okay, and you can see this theta, it is the angle between the global x to local x, okay, Lx or xm, Ly or ym, okay, don't be confused here. And this x we can denote it by gx and y we can denote it by gy, okay. So for the truss member, the positive direction of 4 displacement component at its end with respect to global axis are shown in figure B. Just now I told you the same thing. Okay, the positive direction of 4 displacement component. There will be 4 displacement at joint 1 and at joint 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 displacement will be there, and that we have shown on the line diagram. Let theta be the angle between the global axis and the local axis. So in figure B, you can see that if you can see this dot along one dotted line. So for this member, this will be its global x. This will be its global x, and this will be its white line, which you can see that will be its local x. Okay. So the theta is the angle between global x to local x. Global x to local x with respect to the global axis in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So the direction cosines are as given below. Direction cosines are as given below. So we will denote it by Cx is equal to cos theta and Cy is equal to sin theta. Okay. So direction cosine mean we can say this as the along x direction. Okay, or we can say the component along x direction will be cos theta, and component along y direction we will consider it as a sin theta. Okay, that you know the resolution of a force, or the same will be applied for the resolution of the displacement. So Cx is cos theta and Cy is sin theta. Now here you can see in this figure, this is the again this member 1 we have considered for the derivation. So the dotted line, you see this figure, the dotted line you can see here. Okay, so this is the member 1. Okay, and here in this figure it will shows you the deformed shape of the member. Okay, so this dotted line shows you the position of that member before deformation. Okay, but under the action of the loads on the structure, there will be the deformation in the member. So this second line, okay, the second line which shows you the deformation of this member. Okay, so this is the position of the member after deformation, and this dotted line is the position of that member before deformation. Okay, so here you can see that this node 1, this is the before deformation, and here this C, you can see the deformation. This is the for this member, this is the after deformation. मतलब यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक deformation हो रहा है under the action of the load. Okay, and then node 2, you can see here dotted line, node 2. Okay, this is before deformation, the node 2 will be here. After deformation, there will be some deformation in the member, so that will goes in this direction, so there will be this bit called. Okay, so here you can see, so there will be the displacement. Okay, at node 1, uh, before and after deformation. Okay, so that displacement we can find out. Okay, so this for member 1, this is the position before deformation, dotted line जो show कर रहा है, और same member this is the position after deformation. Okay, मतलब फर्स्ट नोट से वो डिफॉर्म हो रहा है टू दिस, एंड सेकेंड नोट से वो डिफॉर्म हो रहा है at this position. Okay, now let u1 and v1, okay, u1 and v1 are the global displacements at node 1 in the global direction x and y. Okay, u1 and v1, u1 and v1. Now you see again, you come to this figure, नोड 1 से लेके नोड 1 तक, नोड 1 से लेके नोड 1 तक हॉरिजॉन्टल डिफॉर्मेशन हो रहा है, ये अपन u1 एंड v1, कैपिटल u1 एंड कैपिटल v1. ओके, जो डिस्प्लेसमेंट है जनरली ग्लोबल डायरेक्शन में जो अपन डिनोट करते हैं उसको अपन कैपिटल लेटर से डिनोट करते हैं, और लोकल डायरेक्शन में डिस्प्लेसमेंट अगर अपने को डिनोट करना है उसको अपन स्मॉल लेटर से डिनोट करते हैं. ओके, तो अभी ये मेंबर है, इसका बिफोर डिफॉर्मेशन ये पोजीशन है, आफ्टर डिफॉर्मेशन ये पोजीशन है, यानी ये नोड 1 यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक शिफ्ट हो रहा है, और ये नोड 2 इस पॉइंट से लेके लास्ट पॉइंट तक शिफ्ट हो रहा है, ये उसकी डिफॉर्मेशन पोजीशन है. दिस इज इनिशियल इनिशियल पोजीशन, दिस इज द आफ्टर डिफॉर्मेशन. ओके, नाउ u1 इज, यू कैन सी इन द ग्लोबल कोऑर्डिनेट सिस्टम, सो नोड 1 से लेके C जो है वो नोड 1, तो हॉरिजॉन्टल वी हैव डिनोटेड u1. ओके, सो दिस इज द ग्लोबल डिस्प्लेसमेंट एट नोड 1 in the global direction along x. Okay, now similarly for this node 1 and this node 1 after deformation, we have denoted this v1. Okay, in the global y direction, in the global y direction. Okay, नोड से यहाँ से इस ये यहाँ से डॉटेड लाइन अगर आपको दिख रही होंगी तो दिस डॉटेड लाइन फ्रॉम दिस टू दिस वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन में. ओके, वर्टिकल डायरेक्शन में v1, और नोड 1 से यहाँ तक हॉरिजॉन्टल डायरेक्शन में u1. ओके, सो दिस इज u1 and v1, u1 and v1. This is the global displacement for node 1 along x and y direction. Similarly, you can show for node 2. Okay, यहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक u2 होगा और vertical v2 होगा, but which is not shown. Only we have shown the displacement for node 1 in the global direction. Okay, and u1 dash and u2 dash are the displacement in the local xm direction. Okay, u1 and u1 dash for local direction I have denoted with the small letter with the help of dash. So u1 dash is the displacement in the local direction. Okay, local x है, local, you can say it is local x or xm. Okay, local x, lx or xm, don't be confused. So here for this node 1, okay, and this node 1, node 1 u1 dash in the local direction, मतलब in the local direction मतलब member के direction में. Okay, so here you can see that this is node 1 and this is node 1. So along this member उसी member के direction में अपन ने displacement denote किया है this point से लेके इस point तक, which is called as u1 dash. Okay, now u2 dash, I've written here u2 dash. So u2 dash अगर आपको denote करना है, so node 2 से लेके इस node 2 तक along this member, along this direction u2 होगा, which is not I have shown. Okay, I have shown only u1 v1 and u1 dash. Okay, in the global direction and in the local direction for node 1. Okay, now here you can, if you see this figure, I think if it is not shown properly, but you try and understand. Okay, so this is the angle theta. Okay, here you can see this small triangle. Okay, this is a small triangle, I have shown it here. Okay, you can, if you see it minutely, this small triangle and this vertical distance is v1. this vertical distance is v1, and by the geometry, if this is a perpendicular, by this geometry this will be perpendicular, so you'll get this angle is theta. Okay, this angle is theta. So if you take the sine theta, then this BC distance you will get v1 sine theta, because this vertical is v1. You see this smaller triangle, okay, where my cursor is there. Okay, you can see the smaller triangle. The smaller triangle I have drawn it here. Okay, with the bigger one. So this vertical is AC distance is v1. AC distance is v1. This triangle is theta. This is perpendicular. Okay, so this is from the geometry. So BC distance, if I will take the sine theta angle, so this BC distance I will get v1 sine theta. Okay, so here you can see that this BC is, I have written here v1 sine theta. Okay, this BC is v1 sine theta, and if you consider this bigger triangle, okay, this angle is theta, this angle is theta, and this is u1. Horizontal distance is u1. This angle is theta. So from this point to this point, you will get this distance is u1 cos theta. If you consider the angle of cos, okay. So this, from this node 1 and here from A to B, this dotted line you can see. So this is u1 cos theta, and from this geometry, this is v1 sine theta. Okay, and this u1 dash. Okay, this is from this node 1 to node 2. This is u1 dash. Okay, so from this it will be clear to you. So total u1 dash will be equal to u1 cos theta plus v1 sine theta. Total u1 dash. U1 dash is the displacement for this member in the local direction. So that we have this global displacement, we have converted to the global displacement. Okay, local displacement we have converted to the global displacement. Okay, so from the figure D, at node 1, we can write u1 dash. Now this local displacement you have to write down in terms of the global displacement with the help of the direction cosines. Okay, so that we have find out that distance in terms of theta. Okay, so from figure D, at node 1, u1 dash is equal to u1 cos theta plus v1 sine theta This will be your equation 1. Similarly, at node 2, we can write u2 dash is equal to, here it is u1, you can write it u2, okay, and u2 cos theta plus v2 sin theta. Okay, because u1 and v1 are the global displacement at node 1. Okay, similarly, u2 and v2 are the global displacement at node 2 in x and y direction. That is not shown, but from this relation you can write it like this. Okay, so here you got the equation 1 and 2. Okay, so what is the meaning of this? This global displacement will be converted to the local. Okay, global to local or local to global. Okay, so this equation 1 and 2 you got from the geometry of this figure. Okay, so here u1 dash and u2 dash are the displacements at node 1 and node 2 in the local direction. Okay, already we have written here, that is along the member axis. Okay, so now this term you have to keep in mind. u1 dash, u2 dash are the local displacement along the member 1. u1 v1 and u2 v2 are the global displacement at node 1 and node 2 in the global direction. So these two equations we have got from this figure for member 1. Okay. Now the same equation we will return as in the matrix form. Okay. You are having this equation 1 and equation 2. So this equation we will write in the matrix form. So this may be written as u1 dash u2 dash is equal to, okay, cos theta sin theta, then 0 0 0 0 cos theta sin theta, 0 0 cos theta sin theta, because here you have to write down u1 v1 u2 v2. Okay, so cos theta sin theta 0 0 0 0 cos theta sin theta into u1 v1 u2 v2 u1 v1 u2 v2. Okay, so which is nothing but u dash u1 dash u2 dash we considered u dash is equal to this cos theta sin theta 0 0 0 0 cos theta sin theta. This is the matrix. This is a we have denoted as the transformation matrix, which is denoted by T, and this u1 v1 u2 v2, this I have denoted with the capital U. Okay, so this is the global displacement, always denoted by with the capital letter, and the local displacement it is denoted by with the small letter. So this U again I have denoted with the dm. Okay, so meaning of this dm, it is nothing but displacement along member axis. Displacement along member axis, which is nothing but u dash, is equal to t into ts, which is the meaning is that displacement along structure axis. S means structure, M means member or local. Okay, now so this is dm is equal to t into ds. So this relation you have to keep in mind. This relation you should keep in mind. dm is equal to t into ds. U is denoted by ds. Now, so from this relation, what is your transformation matrix? That is denoted by T, which is nothing but this matrix cos theta sin theta 0 0 0 0 cos theta sin theta. So this is what the T is nothing but the displacement transformation matrix, which transforms the 4 global displacement component to 2 displacement component in a local coordinate system. Okay, 4 displacement component will be transferred to the 2 displacement component. So this is what is the transformation matrix. It is one of the media which can transform your global displacement to your local displacement. Okay, means if you want to find out the displacement along the member axis, you have to use this relation T into ds, T into ds. Okay, means if you are having the displacement along structure axis, and if you want to find out the displacement along member axis, so that displacement along structure axis you have to multiply with the transformation matrix, you will get the displacement along member axis. So this is our second relation which you have to keep in mind. dm is equal to t into ds, where t is the transformation matrix. So this matrix आपको ध्यान में रखना है. Okay, cos theta is cx, sin theta is cy, which is nothing but the direction cosines. Okay, so that is direction cosine of the component along x, component along y direction. Okay, so dm is displacement along member, ds is displacement along structure axis. So this is our second derivation in which we have derived the transformation matrix, and also we have derived this relation dm is equal to t into ds. Okay, so t is this matrix. Okay, so I hope that you understood the second derivation, transformation matrix. So this derivation you have to learn. Okay, and with the help of this derivations, this matrix, we will solve the problems for the analysis. Understood up to this? Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So should I go next derivation? ये एक बार आपको पढ़ना है तो आपको याद रहेगा. ठीक है, ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन मैट्रिक्स है. सिर्फ ये मैट्रिक्स को ध्यान में रख के फिर अपने को प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व करना पड़ता है. ठीक है, सो लोकल डिस्प्लेसमेंट टू ग्लोबल और ग्लोबल टू लोकल, यू हैव टू यूज दिस डेरिवेशन. इज देयर एनी डाउट?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If you have any doubt, you can write down in the chat box. Then the third derivation, we will see the force transformation matrix. post transformation matrix, or it can be asked like that, the derivation of stiffness matrix along structure axis, along structure or along global, along structure or along global axis. Okay, so this is the third derivation. First derivation जो था वो था derivation of stiffness matrix along member axis, along member or local axis. But here you have to derive the stiffness matrix along the structure axis with the use of the direction cosines. Okay. So here, which is also called as the force transformation matrix. It can be asked like that. Derive the elemental stiffness matrix along structure or global axis. तो आपको ये derivation करना पड़ेगा. If it is asked like this, derive the elemental stiffness matrix along local or member axis, then you have to derive the first derivation, in which we have shown all the forces along local direction. But here we show the forces in the global direction also. So here you can see that this is the figure. The same truss member जो ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन मैट्रिक्स में अपन ने जो फिगर कंसिडर किया है, सेम फिगर वी विल कंसिडर एंड द सेम मेंबर वी विल कंसिडर. ओके, बट इन दिस ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन मैट्रिक्स फॉर दैट मेंबर वी हैव शोन द डिस्प्लेसमेंट इन लोकल एंड ग्लोबल डायरेक्शन. बट हियर टू assemble the stiffness matrix along structure और force transformation matrix अपने को assemble करना है, we will show the forces. We will show the forces in local as well as the global direction. Okay, यहाँ पे अपन force को show करेंगे because we have to derive the force transformation matrix. So here this is the figure. The same member we are continuing. The same member 1, node 1, node 2, member 1, node 1, node 2. First figure. This is the figure E. So here you can see this figure. Okay, where U1 dash U2 dash बताया है node पे. There will be the displacement at node 1, at node 2 along this that local direction. So let F1 dash and F2 dash. Okay, again the force in the local direction is denoted with the small letters. So F1 dash and F2 dash be the forces in a truss member at node 1, at node 2 respectively, producing displacements U1 dash and U2 dash. Okay, see this figure. See this figure. Okay, F1 dash, F2 dash. Okay, you can see this axis XM or LX. Okay, XM or X, which is nothing but local x-axis or member axis. So along this member in the local direction, we have shown the forces F1 dash, F2 dash, and along the member in case of truss there will be axial force. Okay, so along local y direction there will be no force, and similarly along y direction there will be no displacement. Okay, so F1 dash, F2 dash at node 1 and node 2 along the same member, U1 dash, U2 dash are the displacement at node 1 and 2 along the same direction. So this shows you the forces and the displacement for the member 1 in the local direction. For the member 1 in the local direction. Similarly for the member 1, Similarly for member 1, there will be the forces like and F1, F2, F3 and F4 be the force in global direction at node 1 and node 2 respectively, producing displacements U1 V1, U2 V2. Okay, U1 V1, U2 V2. Okay, so here this for the same member we have shown the displacement component and the force component in the global coordinate system. In the global coordinate system means in the system, in this system. Okay, along x there will be force at node 1 along x, which is denoted by F1, at node 1 along y F2. Similarly U1 at node 1 displacement at 1, V1 displacement at node 1 along y direction. Similarly, at node 2, force along x denoted by F3, force along y denoted by F4, and along y the displacement is V2, along x displacement is U2. Okay. So always in the global coordinate system there will be 4 displacement component and 4 force component. Okay, at each node, at the starting and the ending node, and in the local direction there will be 2 displacement component and 2 force component only along this direction. Y direction it will be 0. So this is, we have shown the forces in the local direction and in the global direction. Okay, now the same thing I have written here, figure F, figure G. I think it will be clear to you. F1 dash, F2 dash, local forces, F1, F2, F3, F4, global forces. So referring the above figure, F and G, okay, referring the above figure, F and G. Now we have to transfer this force, or we have to write down this global force in the local direction in terms of the direction cosine. Okay, in terms of the direction cosine. So if you write down this F1, so this F1, if you, this is F1 dash, this F1 dash, okay, so what will be the component of this F1 dash along x direction? That is F1 dash cos theta. Fx is equal to F cos theta and Fy is equal to F sin theta. So F1 dash, this F1 dash is shown in the local direction. So if you want to write down this force in the global direction, in the global x direction, in the global x direction अगर आपको लिखना है तो इसका component along x क्या होगा? F1 dash cos theta. And for the same member, what will be the component along y direction? F1 dash sin theta. मतलब F2. Okay. So this force component we are transforming this force to its global direction. Okay, so this F1 dash, okay, we are writing that is F1. Okay, so F1 we are writing it F1 dash cos theta. Okay, similarly F2 will be equal to F1 dash sin theta. Okay, so that F1 we are writing in terms of local force with the help of the direction cosine. So this F1 dash cos theta, it is nothing but the component of this F1 dash along x. F1 dash sin theta is the component of this F1 dash along y direction. So this F1 dash cos theta along x direction, which is nothing but F1, which is nothing but F1, and F1 dash sin theta, okay, F1 dash sin theta, which is nothing but F2. So this we have converted the local force to the global force F1 and F2 by finding out its component. So here you can write F1 is equal to F1 dash cos theta, F2 is equal to F1 dash sin theta. This is for node 1. Similarly at node 2, you can write for F3. You can write for F3, which is equal to F2 dash cos theta, F2 dash ka x component, this angle is theta with respect to x and this local axis. So F2 dash cos theta, which is nothing but F3, and F2 dash y direction component, which is nothing but F4, which is equal to F2 dash sin theta. Okay, so this all the 4 global forces we are write down, all the four global forces we are write down to the local forces. Okay, so this we have got the relations of the forces from the above figure F and G. Now the relation between the forces in the global and local coordinate system may be written as. So again we are having this 4 equation. We'll write down this in the matrix form. So F1, F2, F3, F4, we have write it in the matrix form. Then F1 dash cos theta plus 0. Okay, so cos theta 0, sin theta 0, 0 sin theta, 0 sin 0 cos theta, 0 sin theta into f1 dash f2 dash. Okay, इसको अपन ने मैट्रिक्स फॉर्म में लिखा. So this relation we got with the like this, f is equal to this, f is capital F, this is in matrix, is equal to, now this is what we have derived the transformation matrix. Okay, what is the transformation matrix we have derived? T is equal to cos theta sin theta 0 0 0 0 cos theta sin theta. ये जो अभी को मैट्रिक्स मिला ये क्या है? Any one of you? We got this matrix. Only above equation we are write down in the matrix form. f1 dash cos theta, so f2 dash का कंपोनेंट 0 रहेगा. यहाँ पे f1 dash sin theta है, f2 dash 0 रहेगा. यहाँ पे f2 dash का cos theta है, तो f1 dash 0 रहेगा. यहाँ पे f1 dash 0 रहेगा, f2 dash sin theta. So what is this matrix? Yes, this matrix we got cos theta 0, sin theta 0, 0 cos theta, 0 sin theta. This is what? Any one of you? Am I audible?
Transformation matrix.
We got the transformation matrix is cos theta sin theta 0 0, and in the second row it is 0 0 cos theta sin theta. But what about this matrix जो अभी अपने को मिला? You can see this relation T, उसका जो superscript है T, means what is the meaning of this? This is the, we got this, the transpose of the transformation matrix. Okay, this is the transpose of the transformation matrix. आपके पास जो transformation matrix है उसका ये अपने को transpose मिला, transpose of the transformation matrix. So this F is equal to T transpose into F dash. You can see in the next, where F, this relation we got, this relation I have given the equation B. Okay, F is equal to T transpose F dash, where capital F, it is the component of force in the global coordinate system. Small f dash, it is the component of force in the local coordinate system. And what is this superscript T? Superscript T, यहाँ पे आप जो इक्वेशन B में दिख रहे हो, this is stands for the transpose of the matrix. This stands for the transpose of the matrix. T transpose मिला है अपने को. What is your transformation matrix? CXCY 0 0 0 0 CXCY. तो यहाँ पे जो अपने को मैट्रिक्स मिला है, this is this matrix. So this is the transpose of the transformation matrix. Okay. So this relation we got. So if you want to convert the global force to the local force, you have to use the transpose of the transformation matrix. मतलब इसको मल्टीप्लाई करोगे आप तो आपको ग्लोबल फोर्स मिलेगा. Okay, so this is was the force transformation matrix. Okay, with the help of this transpose of the transformation matrix, you can convert this local force to the global force. F is force in the global direction. Small f dash is force in the local direction. Okay, now again we know that the relation f dash is equal to k into k dash into u dash. This relation you know, f is equal to k into delta, force displacement relationship. ये मैंने आपको बहुत बार बताया है. Force displacement relation, k is equal to f by delta. Okay, k is equal to f by delta. So f is equal to k into delta. ये relation अपने को पता है. Okay, so simply I have written it like this: small f dash is equal to k dash into u dash. Why I have written is that dash? Because this I have shown along the local direction. This relation I have shown in the local direction. That's why I have denoted by small with dash. Okay, so f is equal to nothing but k into delta. Delta मतलब displacement. So u dash मतलब displacement in the local direction. F dash मतलब force in the local direction. So this equation B becomes, so above equation जो है, this B equation becomes, if you put the value in the above equation, your equation become, so now T transpose F is equal to k dash into u dash. So that f dash you can substitute with the help of this relation, k dash into u dash. So t dash, t ट्रांसपोज ऑफ दिस t into f dash में k into u dash लिखो. ठीक है, ये बन गया इक्वेशन बी आपका. वी हैव रिटन इट लाइक दिस बाय पुटिंग द वैल्यू ऑफ f dash. Then from equation A we have this relation u dash is equal to t into u. Okay, in that ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन मैट्रिक्स we have this relation. ये अपन ने डिराइव किया था, dm is equal to t into dx और u dash is equal to t into u. If you take the reference of the last derivation transform where we got this relation. Okay, this is the u dash displacement in the local direction into t into displacement in the global direction. Okay, so u dash we are having t into u. Okay, local displacement is equal to transformation matrix into the global displacement. Again, if you put this relation to above equation, you will get this t transpose k dash into u dash. You substitute with the help of this t into u, t into u. So this is the local displacement. This we have to put in the global displacement because we have to assemble the stiffness matrix along the global direction. So whatever the local displacement or local force is there, that you have to replace to the global force or global displacement. इसीलिए u dash we will put transformation matrix into the displacement in global. So t into u will get this. So again this f equation, this equation b will be simplified, will be like that t transpose into k dash into u dash. You put the value t into u. Put the value t into u. Again we know that f is equal to k into u. Force is equal to this stiffness into the displacement. So k dash is the member stiffness matrix along member axis and k is the member stiffness matrix along the global axis. Okay, यहाँ पे जो रिलेशन दिखाया है ये वाला f dash is equal to k dash into u dash, वो रिलेशन बताया है इन द लोकल डायरेक्शन. ठीक है, यहाँ पे जो रिलेशन बताया है, ये जो रिलेशन बताया है ये ग्लोबल डायरेक्शन में बताया है. तो k डैश जो है वो डिनोट किया अपन ने स्टिफनेस इन द लोकल डायरेक्शन. k जो डिनोट किया है वो अपन ने मेंबर स्टिफनेस मैट्रिक्स अलॉन्ग ग्लोबल डायरेक्शन डिनोट किया है. f डैश जो डिनोट किया है दैट इज फोर्स इन द लोकल डायरेक्शन. कैपिटल F जो डिनोट किया है that is force in the global direction. Only this u, either you can put it here I have put u dash, that's why I put it u, or you can use capital U also. Okay, so f is equal to k delta, nothing but this. Only this dash I have used for local and here I have used capital one for the global. यहाँ पे u dash use किया है, यहाँ पे u. So k dash is the member stiffness matrix along member axis and k is the member stiffness matrix along global axis, which is denoted by SM and SMS. SM means stiffness matrix along member axis. SMS means stiffness matrix along global axis. SMS along global or along structure axis. So from this, if you compare this relation to this relation, you compare this relation to this relation, okay, so this total f is equal to k into u. So this k is nothing but this u. Here one mistake is there, I have written small u, that should be capital U, that should be capital U. So this k is nothing but t transpose into k dash into t, t transpose into k dash into t. So this is nothing but k. You can see this relation f is equal to u. So what is this constant? This is k, nothing but the stiffness matrix. Okay, so this is in the relation like k into u. So k will be equal to SMS. Okay, k will be equal to SMS, stiffness matrix along structure axis, because all is f is capital, u is capital. Here only the mistake is this u should be capital U. So means your k is nothing but this. So t transpose into SM into t. So if you put all this value in this, you will get the SMS matrix. So t transpose, ये अपने को पता है, just now we have seen cos theta 0, sin theta 0, 0 cos theta, 0 sin. SM is stiffness matrix along member axis. First derivation अपन ने derive किया था SM. That is you have to write down here AE by L minus AE by L minus AE by L AE by L into T. T is transformation matrix. Okay. Cos theta sin theta 0 0 ये भी अपन ने derive किया है. इसका जो ट्रांसपोज है वो ये है, ट्रांसपोज ऑफ द ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन मैट्रिक्स. So transpose of the transformation matrix into SM into T will gives you the SMS matrix, that is the stiffness matrix along structure axis. SMS matrix. If you simplify this and if you put the value of Cx is equal to cos theta and Cy is equal to sin theta, direction cosine. If you simplify this above equation, you will get the SMS matrix like this: AE by L into Cx square Cx Cy Cx Cy Cy square. Okay, if you multiply this, first you have to multiply with this 2, then you have to multiply this 1. Cos theta you put Cx, sin theta you put Cy, A by L को कॉमन ले लिया तो आपको ये रिलेशन मिलेगा. आप उसको करके देखना है आपको. Again tomorrow again I will explain. So this is your SMS matrix AE by L Cx square Cx Cy Cx Cy Cy square. इसको ध्यान में कैसे रखना है वो मैं आपको बताऊंगी. What is AE by L? It is the axial stiffness coefficient. तो ये थर्ड मैट्रिक्स है SMS stiffness matrix along structure axis. ये हो गया आपका डेरिवेशन ऑफ SMS. ये AE by L माइनस AE by L ये हो गया आपका SM मैट्रिक्स स्टिफनेस मैट्रिक्स अलॉन्ग मेंबर एक्सिस. और ये cos थीटा sin थीटा 0 0 ये हो गया आपका ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. ये तीन डेरिवेशंस अपन ने देखे. बेस्ड ऑन दिस we'll have to take the problem. Okay, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so tomorrow I will take the steps and again I will explain this and then we will start the problems. Tomorrow I will start the problem. Please you क्लास आपको रेगुलरली करना है, ठीक है? अदरवाइज आपको प्रॉब्लम समझ में नहीं आएगा बिकॉज दिस इज अ न्यू मेथड. नाउ आई विल टेक द अटेंडेंस. Okay, I have taken the attendance. I'll give the quiz also. You solve that quiz, your attendance, and that one you write down your roll numbers. And please, whenever you are login, आप जब लॉगिन होते हो क्लास में तो आपका फर्स्ट नेम और लास्ट नेम से लॉगिन होना है आपको. अदरवाइज उसमें थोड़ा सा कभी कभी इसमें प्रॉब्लम आता है और स्पेलिंग में मिस्टेक मत करो, ठीक है? नाउ यू कैन गिव द क्लास.